Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to talk about this whole Clinton Kane drama. I'm not going to go through what Brooke has done. You guys can go through the many other videos out there of what she put up on TikTok. It is absolutely amazing. The storytelling, the way she says it, it's fantastic. So now we're going to go through, I see Clinton Kane actually has a response. So what I want to do is I want to go through this response and I want to see exactly what he has to say about everything and just where everything kind of goes. Now, a lot of his videos have got like 3.3 million views, 2.8 million views, and it slowly decreases as it goes along. So I want us to go through this today and hopefully we can come to the bottom of what's going on with Clinton Kane and Brooke Schofield. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Okay, so on Clinton's thing, his TikTok, he's got a bunch of these uploaded, and we're going to go through them and we're going to see what he has to say about this whole thing, because I am fascinated. So let's go to the first one. This is 4.4 million views.
Hey guys, I'm sorry it took a bit long for me to respond to all the allegations that were made from a 3-month relationship. 3 months, 2 years ago. I want to remind you that I'm not a podcaster, I'm not an influencer, I'm a musician, and I'm not doing this for views, likes, fame, or monetary gain, because honestly, this has just been draining, and I am fucking tired. The wonderful thing about being a public...
Can we just first, before he continues, we understand he's not an influencer. That's probably because he's not sitting here with a white hoodie trying to do an apology. Otherwise, he would definitely be an influencer. But his comments are turned off. As you can see, the comments are turned off. That is very interesting to me. But let's see.
Public figure is that my team had advised me earlier on in my career to keep every single receipt, every text, every DM, and all media to any type of encounter for when situations like these arise. These first set of videos are strictly going to be about my relationship with Brooke, but I will tackle all the allegations made against my background and my family. There is a distorted reality, and there is reality. I am here to give you all the facts.
Okay, so he's going to give us all the facts. Let's see the next video.
Who did I date? Not marry. Lie number one.
My boyfriend, who I've been with for several months, like 6 months, you were with a guy and you just like adapted his lifestyle. You didn't do anything for yourself fully. 5 or 6 months into our relationship, I found out. How long were you guys together for? Not even long. We were together like 7 months. Brooke Schofield had a brief 3-month relationship over 2 years ago. To which I reply, why on earth would I want people to think I dated you longer than
I really don't know why, but for some reason you seem to be confused. We only dated for 3 months. Let me show you the receipts. We met at my show, just like she said, on May 13th. This was June 2nd. A conversation with our mutual friends at the time. He asked, have I asked her out officially yet? I say, I haven't, June 2nd. And on the 7th of June, as you can see, is when we actually got together. And just to confirm that even more, I texted my best friend on the 9th of June, 2 days after we got together, saying, I have a girlfriend now, you should meet her. And she actually says on a podcast when we broke up.
He performed at a festival that, like, in Vegas. So I had been vlogging the whole time. And then we broke up at the very end of the...
That festival was Life is Beautiful. I performed on September 18th, 2022. On the 20th September...
Okay, so May, June, July, August, September. That's 5 months. But no, wait, they started dating in June. Okay, hold on.
Is the date we broke up. Here are the texts. So we got together June 7th and we broke up September 20th, which is exactly 3 months and 13 days. So 3 months.
Okay, fine.
And on top of this, we have a mutual friend who she tried convincing on Instagram that we dated for 7 months with pictures that have dates. Here is the DM that she sent to him and the pictures that she used to try to prove to him that we dated for 7 months. The first picture she sent to him to convince him when we got together is obviously not the day we got together. May 14th was the second night that we ever met. And the date on the second picture is October 2nd. This was not the actual date of the picture. This was taken on film, and we didn't get the photos developed until this date. The actual date of that picture is September 18th, the day that I played the festival. And we broke up 2 days after that, September 20th. She's...
Okay, he's coming with receipts on this one, but it's still like... I understand the film development. Okay, but this is still very intense. It's still very intense, but let's see.
Also said that we got back together after we broke up.
Did you break up with him? No, he broke up with me. He broke up with me. We got back together. I broke up with him. What was it? Just blocking him? Yeah. So we had gotten back together. I'm never gonna get back with this man. And then, of course, 2 weeks later, I'm delusional, and I'm like, I'm gonna get back with this.
We did not get back together after we broke up. We did see each other multiple times and still texted. This was a month after we broke up, October 21st, 2022, clearly stating that we were still broken up.
But why is so much of it blocked out?
This was the next month on 8th November, still showing that we did not get back together. And then this was the 24th of November, still showing that we did not get back together. And then this was on January, still showing that we did not get back together. And then February, again showing that we did not get back together. Who did I date? Not married.
Okay, so that's pretty intense. Maybe there's a couple of things here. All right, let's see. Okay, the next one. So we're slowly like lessening in views, as you guys can see. So this is 4.4, 3.3, and this is 2.8. So let's see.
Who did
this
I
is
date?
intense.
Not married. Line number 2.
So we are technically in a long distance relationship, but we never separate. So we are never separating. And like I said, we spent every single second together. We literally went on our first date and never separated. So when you were with him every day, so it was just every day, like in the watching studio. Him work every day. Yeah. Actively. Wait, but you're together every day. How does that happen?
For some reason, she has said that we were together every single second of every single day. That is not true. We weren't. I'm going to show you all the days that we saw each other from our first date to when we broke up.
Oh my
I
God.
looked through every single one of our texts and photos, and I've put all the days that we saw each other on a Google Calendar. Also, I can show you every text and photo of when we were together in person, but I cannot be asked to make a 12-minute video on this subject.
And then he
Here's the
continues
first
to make a
month from
continue
when we had
thing.
our first date. I've labeled it B for every time we saw each other. Yellow is for when we saw each other, either during the day or just at night, and red is for when we spent the night together. Our first date was on the 15th of May. So from the 15th of May to the 15th of June, we had spent a total of 15 days together out of 30 days. And on the second month, from the 15th of June to the 15th of July, we had spent 16 days together out of 30. In the third month, from the 15th of July to the 15th of August, we spent a total of 17 days together out of 30. And on the fourth month, from the 15th of August to the 20th of September, when we broke up, we spent 16 out of 35 days together. So from our first date to when we broke up, it was a total of 125 days. Out of 125 days, we spent 64 days together, which is essentially half. So we did not spend every single day together.
But that's still a lot of time with someone. I understand like fresh relationship vibes and like, you know, you're new, you want to get to know the person, but that is still a lot of time together. Granted, that's a lot of time that she had to herself where she could have looked into these things. So I'm starting to see a lot here. This is very, very interesting.
And we did separate for more than half the time that we knew each other. She also said this in the same video.
It was just every day, like in the watching studio. Him work every day. Yeah.
This is also not true. She never came to the studio with me and watched me work. In fact, this was the one and only time she was at the studio with me. We were on a trip and I had to last minute cut vocals for the album. Another thing that she says constantly is that we lived together.
Keep in mind, I live with this man. I was living with the man, but I was like living with.
We did not live together, and you can see that plainly from the Google Calendar and the amount of days that we were together. But here is more proof of her stating that it's her apartment. Another one of her saying it's her apartment, and another one of her stating that she's moving into a new apartment.
Well, I was living with this man, so imagine every morning he's like waking up, and he didn't live here, so he moved into that apartment, my last apartment, with me. Oh, like wow. We built all our furniture, and like we would go back. Like he lived in Vegas, so we would like. He was living with you here because he was at or he was like he would stay with me here, or sometimes he'd get like Airbnbs and stuff, but I would still stay with him. Like we were always together.
So first she says that we lived together, and then we didn't live together, and I lived in Vegas. And then that we moved into an apartment together and built all our furniture. And then after that, she said that I lived in Vegas and that I would only stay I am very confused. And as far as us moving into an apartment together and building our furniture, that never happened. Here is a text clearly stating that we did not live together. And I did try to help her find an apartment for herself. More text to show that. It also wasn't our furniture. I was just a boyfriend who came to help her build it as much as I could.
Wow. Okay. I'm glad he kept all the screenshots. I'm super glad that he has like all the screenshots. But at the same time, what the hell is going on here? Okay, let's carry on. 2.2 million. Let's see.
Who did I date? Not marry. Lie number 3.
I remember one night he literally started hysterically sobbing because I said, as a joke, that Kid Rock was hot.
This is not true, so let's get this story straight. This fight happened on the 20th of August. It was my best friend's birthday, and I was taking him and his wife out to dinner. And you can see here that I invited Brooke to dinner, and it was going to be the 4 of us. So we're at dinner. First of all, she did not say Kid Rock was hot. She said I would fuck the shit out of Kid Rock.
Oh,
it was
wow.
just uncomfortable, and I was embarrassed in front of my friends. I feel like as anyone would be.
I would be embarrassed. If someone had to say that, I would be embarrassed about it too.
But now thinking back, maybe I wouldn't have cared. But in the moment, it was a bit uncomfortable. Here's proof of her saying I would fuck the shit out of Kid Rock. And here's more proof of her saying I would fuck the shit out of Kid Rock and not Kid Rock was hot. Okay, so we're sitting there. I'm a bit uncomfortable, but I don't bring it up at dinner because we're with my friends and I just wanted to have fun. I'm showing you this text just so you can see that the dates match. We got into a fight about it as soon as we got back into my Airbnb. By the way, when all this happened, I did not know who Kid Rock was nor what he looked like. So now we're back at my place. Also, there was no hysterical sobbing. I bring it up to her and I say, hey, that joke you made me feel really uncomfortable. As you can see in this text, that is what I said. And
A joke, and I feel like I did because, first of all, I didn't get mad at you, Brookie. I didn't even get mad. I said, hey, that's a joke you made me uncomfortable, and I didn't want to honestly hear you say I'd fuck blank, even if it was a joke. I said that was very clear and calm way. Okay.
and I said it in a very calm, clear, and I didn't approach this angry or mad at all, as you can see in this text. But
It feels like he needs to with his voice. It honestly.
of course, it turns into a blowout fight, just like every other fight we had. This fight lasted 2 days, by the way. This was my text to her. And then this was her response back.
Oh, wow. That's a
And then I
lot.
responded to that paragraph with this paragraph.
I responded with this paragraph to that paragraph.
And the paragraph continues.
It just goes. There's just so
And
much.
then lastly, she responds back with
A novel.
her own paragraph. So if you paused and read the paragraphs, you would know what actually happened that night. It wasn't Kid Rock was hot, nor was I crying about that. Also, this was the second time that she met my best friends. I'd like to think that it would make anyone uncomfortable at dinner with friends. Obviously, I know it was a joke, and thinking about it now, maybe I wouldn't have been uncomfortable now. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I approached it in a very healthy and calm way. Who did I...
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh. All right. Let's see what else we've got here. Because this is starting to set things in a very different tone for Brooke. So let's see. The unnecessary lies.
Not marry, lie number 4.
Okay, part 3, who the fuck did I marry? All right, so after the club, he and I went alone to a little diner in LA called Mel's Diner. It's 24 hours. You can go out to the club, get fries, shakes, whatever. And he and I order literally every single thing on the menu, and we sit there.
This is why I'm glad I didn't go through Brooke's things, because he at least brings it up as well. So if you guys have gone through the stuff that happens with Brooke and what she's put out there, you'll know like where in her story he's picking this up. But okay, there's a lot in the relationship that he's pointing out. I'm more interested in the lies about Australia. Bitch, are you from down under? I want to know.
There for like 4 hours and just talk.
May 13th was the first night that we met. The night
My
that she was
birthday.
talking about. We were still at the club at 1:51. It was about to close. I took a video of her at 2:55. So we were there around 2:20 to 30 a.m. This is my Uber ride receipt, 13th of May. It's going to scroll down, 3:08 a.m. That is the address of Mel's Diner, taking me back to where I live. So if we do the math, it's not 4 hours. We were there for an hour.
So I'm at the One Hotel, one of the most beautiful hotels in all of Los Angeles. Okay, it's like several $1,000s a night for like the.
No, it wasn't a couple $1,000s a night. A very nice embellishment to make it seem extravagant. It was $600 a night.
Wow.
Buying me things, doing everything. Oh, anything good? I mean, trips and just like stuff like that. We were going on like the dumb, like craziest vacations and like stuff just because he was like trying to keep up with this imaginary like persona he made. But
I'm not sure who is creating the persona here because there were no crazy vacations, nor did I buy her things. We actually only went on 3 little trips. The first one was Joshua Tree. The second was a hotel in Laguna Beach. And the third was in a hotel in San Diego. All 3 places were an hour from where we lived. It's really not that crazy.
me and all like it's 7 people to like Nobu.
Like, it's really not that crazy. I literally just came back from a vacation from a place my mom's got out in Lungabon, and that's like an hour away from me. So it's really not that crazy. We went there for my mom's birthday, and we spent like 3 nights there. We came home. It's not a crazy thing.
And pay for every I'm like, when you just don't have it like that.
Again, another embellishment not needed. There were only 4 of us, not 7. This was the night she was talking about. It was my best friend's birthday. I was taking him and his wife out for dinner. This was the text I sent Brooke that night saying, I'll get a table for 4 tonight in case you want to come at 9:45. Here's another screenshot to confirm that it was Nobu on the 20th of August. Who did I date? Not
Wow. Okay. So this is getting intense. It's getting intense. Okay, and here we've got 1.4. So we've got the 2 mil and we've got the 1.4. So let's see.
Who did I date? Not marry. Line number 7.
So this time it was Joshua Tree. He's like, let's go to Joshua Tree. Let's just spend the weekend. It'll be so relaxing, amazing, whatever. We can work. Great. On the way there, we get pulled over. In his car, he drove a Model X at the time. And when the cop asked for license and registration, he gave his license, his Australian license, and he gave the registration to the car, which was not his. Not his car. But we keep going, and I ask him about it, and he's like, oh, like, that's a fake ID. I got it mixed up. We got lucky. And I'm in my head like, that doesn't happen, but whatever. Also, who has a fake ID to appear younger?
She's right. None of this happened. First of all, we didn't get pulled over going to Joshua Tree. We got pulled over going back to LA from Joshua Tree. Here's the text on 6th June, the day we left Joshua Tree. I said, thank you for driving the rest of the way back. After being pulled over, I couldn't drive the rest of the way. Second of all, I did not give a fake Australian license. I actually didn't give any license. I had told the cop that I left my license and ID at home, and he ended up giving me a ticket for it. And in the state of California, as you can see here, if I gave a fake license like she said, we would have not been able to continue on our trip and would have to go to the station. And in regards to the car was registered to my friend. I don't understand what the big deal is.
So, like, is it his car? Was he telling her it was, like, the big deal comes in, like, if he was telling everyone it was his car, but it's actually his friend's car. But, like, the whole fake ID thing, that's just fascinating. All right, let's see. Now we're on less than 1 million views. Let's see.
Who did I date, not marry, lie number 8.
When the cop asked for license and registration, he gave his license, and then the cop is like reciting his information back to him, and he says, "You were born in 1999. And I am under the impression that my boyfriend is a year younger than me, okay? And this would make him like 4 years younger than me. I understood the age thing a little bit just because I don't think I would have dated somebody if I knew they were 22.
Yeah,
I had to find that out on my own.
I never told you.
No. He actually went on the Zach Sang show, and that's how it all... Oh, I read the comments on the Zach Sang show, and that's when people were like, first of all, he's 20.
When we got pulled over in Joshua
Okay, so like, did she find out through the comments or did she find out through getting pulled over? Because now she's telling 2 different stories, and this is what I'm finding very suspicious.
Tree, that was June 6th, and the podcast that I did was on July 25. Clearly, she says 2 different stories about how she found out about my age. Which one is it? Another contradiction. Who did I date? Not me.
Okay, but now here's my question. Did you lie about your age? Because you may have skipped that. You may have skipped telling us that one. Okay, here's number 9.
Who did I date? Not marry. Lie number 9.
And one thing about Clinton is he loved to go on a trip, all right? He wanted to get me as far away from everybody else as possible. I had seen my friends in 6 months. Like, it was crazy. It was...
First of all, if you watch the video on lie number 2, you would know that out of 125 days, we only saw each other 64 days, and the rest of the 60 days were completely up to her on whether or not she wanted to see her friends. I did not isolate her, nor am I responsible for what she does on those days when she didn't see me. Here are texts to show that I very much encouraged her and was happy that she was going to hang with friends. Here's one text. Here's another text.
I'm on my way home right now. I'm gonna get ready really quick and go meet a couple of my guy friends for drinks because I haven't seen them in a long time.
Another text. Another text. And more texts.
Like, he didn't even get pissy about her having guy friends, which is pretty cool. He was like, you're beautiful, go have fun, enjoy. So it really is very confusing. But damn, boy came with receipts.
The idea that I manipulated her into isolation and not seeing her friends is just simply false. This is a serious accusation, and it is just not true. Who did I date?
Damn. But again, he still has not said anything about his age.
Who did I date? Not marry. Lie number 10.
I feared for his mental health, okay? I didn't want anything to do with that because I couldn't do it in good conscience. I have been very adamant about, like, not wanting to talk about that online. Like, at all.
You'll never want something to come out that could ruin your whole, like, career.
Yeah.
Like,
And
I still loved him. I had a good relationship with him. Like, he was a good boyfriend. Which
When that whole thing first happened, I, like, was hesitant to talk about it online because I was, like, so scared, and I just, like, felt bad for him. I feared for his mental health.
No, she did not care about my mental health, which is totally fine. Just don't lie about it. Her only concern was threatening and manipulating me a month after our relationship in October. This was completely premeditated, and I will show you proof right now. This is the first text. This is the second text.
That's it. What it is. No, it isn't. You don't deserve my silence anymore. You don't deserve me to just pretend like you didn't do things to me. You did. Want to see the list I made? I don't understand this anymore, Brooke. I really don't. Why can't you go and live your life? Things I could do to Clinton that would, and then that's a document, try and move on. Why do you keep doing this? For what? Because you don't understand the effects of your actions. Oh wow, Jesus Christ. You got to just date a girl you could, and then it cuts off.
In text, I'm going to show you the note now.
And then,
This is the list that
okay, so this is the list. Tell the world his family is a lie. Destroy his career and personal relationships like he destroyed my life. Leak all his songs. That would be a bitchy move. Like, leaking his songs, that's a fucking dick move. Tell people that he made me cry every single time I didn't want to have sex. Tell the truth about why he cancelled half his tour. Tell people about the time I said I wanted to kill myself and he told me you won't. Tell everyone he is literally faking an Australian accent. Talk about the time I found a literal sex tape on his phone and he started to fight with me 10 minutes later for not introducing him to a fan. That makes no sense. Talk about the time he tried to kick me out in the middle of the night in a city I don't live in for asking him if he was cheating, I'm guessing.
On October 31st, 2022, a month after we broke, and sent to me things like, I'm going to show you the note now. This is the list that she made and sent to me, things I could do to Clinton that wouldn't be half as bad as what he did to me on October 31st, 2022, a month after we broke up. And you can see that she's completed a lot of the stuff on the list, even though she keeps on saying she's concerned for my mental health. Also, keep in mind that in the last 2 years, she's been on 30 different podcasts and more talking about the same shit. This is another text that shows it. This was also in October.
You generally don't understand that I could ruin your life.
The same thing. And then a tweet on January 18, 2023. I don't think she was very much concerned with my mental health.
No, that does not sound as if she's concerned for your mental health there, boy. Not at all. Holy crap. Okay, so now we start picking up. Well, it goes a little bit down in numbers and then it picks up on this one, so I want to see. So that's where we were. Let's see what happens now.
Who did I date, not marry, lie number 11.
Now, were any of his friends, like, that you would hang around with, didn't they know him from the past?
No, that was a huge red flag of mine too that I should have paid attention to. He had 0 long-term friends. Like, I have friends obviously that I've known since I was a kid and stuff, or even just a few years. Nobody in his life knew him for longer than a year.
I'm very confused about this. She's met a handful of my friends that I've known for a year and longer. And had our relationship lasted longer than 3 months, she would have met more. This picture was taken the second night that we met. There are 3 people behind her who she met that I have known for over 3 years. We even went to one of my best friend's weddings, who I've known for 6 years. And to cap it all off, she was at my album release party where she met a lot of my friends.
Well, yeah, sorry, if he's got proof on that one, why fucking lie about not meeting any of his friends?
Who did I date, not marry, lie number 12.
And just like he said I love you like 3 days after we met.
No, this did not happen. We met on May 13th. This conversation was on the 11th of June. This was the first time she jokingly said, I love you, a whole month after we met. More texts to prove that. And then on the 15th of June, a whole month after we met, we said, love you. And then on top of that, she said, I love you first.
Oh, damn.
Who did I date? No.
Oh, damn, yeah, she said it first. Ooh, she said it first. If we go back to that text, let's go back there. Not hanging up on you, just want to let you sleep and have a nice day tomorrow. And then she says, love you, and he goes, love you more, cutie. And then she goes, I asked God for you. We don't talk that much, lol. Like, it's... Damn. Damn. Okay. She literally woke up and said it.
Not marry, lie number 13.
This in the most humble way possible, truly. Like, I really, truly do. Canceled amasses more listeners in one singular week than Clinton Kane has in an entire year. I'm sorry.
She has stated that they get more listeners in a week than I get in a year, but I'm going to give them a month instead of a week. For the month of April 2024, they had 8.4 million listeners. And in 1 year, for just one of my songs, only on Spotify, I had 84 million. And on top of that, this was last year on Spotify alone, where I only released 4 songs. Who did I date? Not marry.
Oh, damn. Yeah, no, sorry, he got you on the numbers there. He got you on the numbers there. Sorry, sweetie. Okay, let's see. It continues. We're going to go through this whole thing. It's brilliant. Where was I now? Whereas I'm over here. Okay.
Who did I date? Not marry. Lie number 14.
Treating underlying mental health conditions is very important because had I known what was wrong with me, I would have never gone near that man to begin with.
But you did know.
I first got diagnosed with BPD, I was literally like, I'm like, that is not true. What year was it? Do you remember when you found out? I think I was like 17 or 18. Oh, you were young.
What are you diagnosed with? I have borderline personality and then just depression and anxiety, but...
Is it a personality disorder?
Yeah.
Is it borderline?
Yeah.
And then how do you correct it, or how do you deal with it?
I don't know that I do.
You haven't done it yet?
No.
Like how you regulate?
Well, I don't regulate. At the time I was like not medicated, not taking anything for like any of my little mental situations. So when I moved to California, I didn't have like, or couldn't transfer my prescription or whatever. I just never went and...
As someone who's been diagnosed with major anxiety and panic disorder, mental health is no fucking joke.
Damn. He's not wrong. I have been diagnosed with BPD, and bipolar and depression. And it's really not a fucking joke. So this is rather fucking intense. And I mean, I have to be on my medication, otherwise shit fucks out. Completely fucks out.
Who did I date, not marry? Lie number 15.
15!
He weaponized the BPD thing so much. He was very much like, well, you're overreacting, and like obviously you do that. That's why,
like, is this one of your episodes right now?
yeah. And it makes me like apprehensive to even tell.
No, I did not weaponize anything. Here are screenshots clearly stating that I had no idea BPD was even a factor throughout our 3-month relationship. I only found out after we broke up. And obviously, I was very compassionate about it when I found out, as you can see in this text. Who did I date, not marry?
Damn.
Lie number 15.
Oh my word. This is starting to get intense. This is really starting to get intense. It goes, there's lie number 23. Okay, let's see, lie 16.
Not marry, lie number 16.
This is intense.
Also speak another language that he never told me about. So how scary is that?
How scary is it for someone to be bilingual? I don't understand why this would be scary. And second, we dated for 3 months. Would anyone know everything about someone in 3 months? Who did I date?
Damn. It's true though. Like, my husband's bilingual and he's not scary. He just speaks a different language. That's it. Most people in South Africa are bilingual. Yeah. What the fuck?
Who did I date? Not marry. Lie number 17.
All of these girls like had no idea who I was. I'm like,
Oh my god. Did he not post you on socials? Did you post him, or you guys private that way?
he demanded that I post him because he wanted to make sure everyone knew I had a boyfriend.
Oh, how weird.
No, I never demanded to be posted, and I will show you text to prove that. This text shows that the fact she had to ask me to be posted shows that I didn't demand to be posted. Here's another text that shows that I genuinely did not care. And here she also clearly states that I didn't demand, I encouraged her to post vlogs, etc. I didn't encourage her to post me or about me. We were going to a lot of fun places, and I encouraged her to post for her. And then here's another text to prove more that I did not demand to be posted.
Yeah, if you want to not post about me, then don't post about me. That's up to you. I didn't know you were only doing that so that I would post. Thought you just wanted to. I know your page is about your music. I get that. No one is asking you to post a swipe set of me professing your love, but purposefully not reposting my stories, even singing one. Like, you can repost everyone else, post funny shit of your friends, etc., but reposting your girlfriend when I'm literally flying blimp through the sky with your name on it. Too much to ask. My husband doesn't post me. Some people just don't post their significant others. Others know that this shit lands up on the internet and people like me talk about it. So it happens. But okay, let's go on to the next one. Ooh, I'm invested. Are you invested? I'm invested.
Who did I date? Not marry. Lie number 18.
He had told me that his ex, who I Guess I'm in Love is about, by the way, one of the most beautiful songs ever. People use it as their wedding song. It's like I mean, it's his biggest song.
It feels like more of a SoundCloud thing.
No, he was like, I mean, you've probably heard, like, he had one, like, really huge song, and, like, that was, like, the whole thing, but about his dead mom, whatever.
The song that she's talking about, that's my biggest song, is called I Guess I'm in Love. First, she says my biggest song is about a girl I was in love with. And then second, she says my biggest song is about my mom. If you're gonna lie, try to keep it straight.
It's true though. It's true. So what is the biggest song about? Like, is it about mom or is it about a girl?
Who did I date, not marry, lie number 19.
Sometimes if I felt like he was really being irrational, I would record our arguments because I'd like to show them to him the next day. He knew I did this, by the way. This is not illegal.
I'm addressing Brooke directly. Brooke, you know that you never asked for consent. I never knew you were doing this. You never showed me the next day, like you said in this video. And you know this is fucking illegal in the state of California. This is fucking disgusting. And the fact that you feel the need to secretly record someone in a 3-month relationship is concerning.
Yeah, that is very concerning. Like, are you looking to do it just for the clout then, at the end of the day? That is very concerning.
Who did I date, not marry, lie number 20.
And he still hasn't spoken about his mom or the Australian accent. Can we get there?
And this album was special because it was his first piece of work that he was putting out since everything had happened. Whole album was about that, of course. Or all his music is about his family being...
We're going to take a look at all of my songs. This is the first EP. None of it is about my family. Not about my family. Not about my family. Not about my family. Not about my family. One about my family. Not about my family. One about my family. Not 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 about. Not about. Not about. Not about my family. Not about my family. You got a 3. So instead of all of my music, it's more like 3 out of 28 songs are about my family.
Which is not bad. That's not bad. 3 out of 28 songs. I mean, bitch, I got like 7 out of 24 tattoos are about my mom. So I get it. Like, if you want to do things dedicated to your family, you should be allowed to as well. So this is just really, okay, it's getting really intense.
Who did I date, not marry, lie number 21. So for the longest time, she has said that my dad is alive. But 5 months ago, she did a podcast confirming that he was dead. 5 months ago.
His mom, dad, and brother alive. His mom and his brother are alive.
But a month after that podcast, she must have forgotten because apparently now he's alive again. 4 months ago.
His mom, dad had all died, and we mourned them every day. And then they were alive.
And then again, 2 months after that podcast, she confirmed again that he was alive. 2 months ago.
It's the death of his entire family. You have 2 alive parents.
But then a week ago, he was back to being dead.
His dad is dead. Not that that's a good thing.
So first you say that he was dead 5 months ago, and then 4 months ago you said that he was alive, and then 2 months ago you again said he was alive, but then a week ago he's suddenly dead again. It sounds like you just...
It sounds like she has gone into necromancy and has risen your dad from the dead and taken him back down and risen him again for her own fucking convictions here. It's very, very interesting, and I'm glad he's put this all out there like this.
Say whatever you want to say and whatever is convenient. And for the record, he is dead.
My condolences for your dad being dead. That's quite sad. But what the hell is going on? Okay, next one. I gotta do this.
Who did I date, not marry, lie number 22.
I would go out with my friends. Like, I remember one night I was at dinner with Tana, and he's blowing me up, like literally sending me...
Hold on, didn't she say that she couldn't go and see her friends and he was isolating her from her friends? So how is she out for a dinner with Tana if she was isolated?
Novels about how he drank an entire fifth of vodka. He's going to drive. I need to get to him right now, or he's going to do crazy things. Like, it was just so manipulative. And I just, like, I was not equipped.
I remember this night very vividly. I was having a lot of anxiety and panic that day, and I told her that. It was the 13th of July. She wasn't at dinner yet. They were getting ready for dinner. Then she called me back in front of all of her friends, and I was a bit uncomfortable by that because I was in the middle of a panic attack and I didn't want anyone to know. There were no novels of me drinking a fifth of vodka and trying to drive. All I said was that I was going to pick up alcohol and then drink it at home. As you can see the date, July 13, 8:18 p.m. I had sent her a picture of the alcohol I picked up, and I was in an Uber, not driving. As you can see here, 13th of July 2022. The time was 8:07 p.m. The same time I was in the Uber. The ironic thing is, I was in Vegas, she was in LA at the time, so there was no manipulation of her needing to come save me.
Damn. Yeah, he's got you on that one. I'm so glad he kept all the receipts. Like, your team was fucking brilliant.
Date, not marry, lie number 23.
And I ask him, also, why did you fake the death of your family? And of course, he denies it. And I then tell him, I've been talking to your mother. I had not been talking to his mother, but that got him. He finally admitted that he did, in fact, fake the death of his mom.
Wait, and so that was the reason you broke up. Did you have a conversation with him? What was his sort of reasoning for killing his family?
Oh, he still won't admit it.
Oh.
No, he will not say he did.
The first video was dated June 26th of this year. The second video was dated May 8th of this year. Both videos are 2 months apart. So on May 2024, you said that I never admitted it. And then on June 2024, you said that I did, even though we haven't spoken in a very long time. For the record, I never admitted anything to her.
And he still hasn't said why his mom has died or not. So okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, we're almost done with his series, but this is intense.
Date, not marry, line number 24.
In fact, I'm pretty sure she works in retail. Like, his mom, I don't even think speaks English. So I'm like, his mom doesn't even speak English. I don't know what she speaks. His mom doesn't even speak English. I don't know what she speaks.
She doesn't even speak English. Doesn't even. First of all, she does speak English. Second of all, this is a very triggering statement and is very offensive to a lot of people.
How is it triggering and offensive? Like, if he could have explained that would be great. And if somebody can explain it to me in the comments, I'm completely blind about that. I understand that it could be like a racial thing. I'm not sure if that implies here, but let me know in the comments what you think about that one. Let's go to the next. And this is where we pick up again. That's 2.3. Here's 3.4.
Who did I date? Not marry. Accountability.
Okay,
so this video is now going to be about me taking accountability for everything I did wrong in the relationship. First of all, I did cheat. It was a weak asshole move to do, and I am sorry for it.
Fuck you for that.
I apologized to Brooke privately countless times, profusely, months after we broke up. And what tends to happen is, as soon as I want out of a relationship, for reasons like, it's unhealthy or it's like a sudden realization that it won't work, I never know how to come to terms with that emotion, and I go the pussy way and give them a reason to break up with me instead of, just manning up and doing it myself. I was a kid about it, and for most of my life, I didn't know, all my life actually, I didn't know or have a proper model of what a healthy relationship looked like. And all I can do and have done is learn and be better. Me saying this is not trying to justify me cheating in any way or ask for pity about it. This is me just owning my shit.
Fair enough.
Next, I also did love bomb quite a bit. if I really think about it and think back to all of my relationships, I've love bombed every single fucking relationship. I didn't know what love bombing was. I didn't know that was a real thing. I didn't know that was even a fucking term until I broke up with her. So I am also sorry about that. I also did lie about my age, and it was just out of embarrassment. She was older, and she had said something about not dating anyone way younger, and I lied and I said I was 2 or 3 years older than I was. And lastly, the most important bit, I was a baby man-child. In my past relationships, I've always been an insecure person, and I'm not going to dive into that emotion because I already do in therapy. And for the most part, I was insecure about meaningless and useless things, and thinking back about it, I cringe. And I wish I never brought those things up. But I've always felt like I approached those insecurities to her in a very calm,
Why does his head keep flipping back?
way, no
It's
matter
really, really
how
frustrating.
dumb the reasoning was of what I was insecure about. I'm human like everybody else, and I've made a lot of mistakes in my life and in that relationship, the 3-month relationship that I had. And I have growing to do. But this video is just me owning 50% of the relationship. I have shown every single receipt to show the lies that were made up. And I've admitted my wrongdoings. And that concludes my 50% of the relationship. So now I just hope to end my attachment to this relationship. And I just want to move forward.
Damn. All right, let's see. What is this one?
Alright guys, in this video we're going to talk about why my accent is the way that it is and where I'm from. I was born in the Philippines in 1999. I'm missing 3 more passports that I cannot find. Before the age of 1, I moved to Australia where I had family. While I was there, according to Google, I had learned an average of 1,500 words with the regional dialect of Perth. Then I moved to the UK, where I learned more words with the regional dialect of Manchester. And then I was in Brunei, where English is not the primary language, and they had a specific English regional dialect. And then I was in Singapore, and then I was in Cyprus. There were several back and forths in the countries listed above in no specific order. And then when I turned 18, I ended up in Greece on my own. Then I turned 19 and I came to the United States of America. And in between the ages of 19 and 24, I lived in between Amsterdam, Sri Lanka, Indonesia, and the United States of America. And just for you, the viewer, when I say I lived somewhere, it is anything longer than 6 months. Now, having all this info, which has already been specified in the last 6 to 7 years in every single publication and interview, I did not hide any of this. You can see how my accent is amalgamation of all of these places. My accent isn't a typical Australian accent, and I've never once in my life claimed that it was. At 19 years old, when I moved to America for music, my record label and team needed one place to say where I was from, and since I did not live in the Philippines as a child, I chose Australia because honestly it was just a beautiful memory, and that's where I spent my formative years. I adopted just saying I was from Australia because I didn't want to list all 10 places that I've lived in and tell my life story every time I would make small talk with a stranger. That's about it. So if for some strange reason you have a problem with my childhood, I recommend that you please take it up with your therapist.
Okay, well, you know what? Fair enough. Fair enough. Like, that explains the accent. I'll take that. Like, that definitely explains the accent. There's a lot here. There's a lot here. I don't know what this one is.
I wrote something down on my notes because I'm not very good with speaking about my feelings in the moment. I think that's the whole reason why I kind of got into this mess in the first place. And that's the reason why I'm a musician.
This is a full 10-minute long video.
My feelings in a concise and specific last-minute type of way. So I'll read you what I wrote. about this whole thing. This video is kind of difficult for me for a couple of reasons. One is because I have to relive childhood trauma in detail. And the second is because I'm not here of my choosing. I don't feel that someone should be pressured to talk even if they're in the public eye. But because an ex-girlfriend that I dated for 3 months a couple of years ago decided to start beating a drum after we broke up, that drum has become so loud that I feel that I have to answer it now. I don't know if any of you can imagine what it feels like to be a private person, which I am, and have to answer questions about every single family member, every single friend, every single dislike that you've ever experienced, but it's really unpleasant. And the reason why it's unpleasant is because somebody is sitting around telling you everything that you remember is a lie.
Okay, so this is now 10 minutes long. We're not going to go through this whole thing, but I can understand, like, yeah, this is him reading off what he's been through. And then what's this one? This is 5 minutes.
Just a reminder, I'm a musician, and I personally have a hard time with talking about my feelings in the moment. So I've written something down as far as my mental health goes.
Okay, and this is a continue of it. So if you guys want, go to Clinton's page, watch the last 2 videos. It is absolutely intense. This is a long enough video. We don't need to go through that. This video is going to be quite long already. So that is what's going on. It is what the actual, what the hell, 3-month-long relationship she used as content and beat it till it was a dead horse, basically. And now he's come out with all of this. It is intense. The fact that he literally James Charles this shit and put out, like, here's the receipts, blah, 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 blah. Here's everything. Like, he literally, like, it was No More Lies, Clinton Kane version. I'm sorry to say. But this is absolutely brilliant. I am so glad that he's come out with his side. And this is, let's see what Brooke has to say about this. Because this is intense. This was a day ago. And I'm definitely going to be following along to see what happens with this whole thing. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.